My dear brothers and sisters, we are so delighted that our great Bhikkhu Sanghasena of the Mahabodhi International Meditation Center in Leh, Ladakh has been organizing wonderful programs. And this year, in the context of International Day of Yoga, he is organizing week-long program from 21st to 26th on yoga, including meditation. What a joy it is to see that Bhikkhu Sanghasena has been working in such difficult area, Leh, where temperatures go down and almost in the top Himalayan layers, people are having very, very difficult times with lack of water and whatnot. In that, he has created an oasis with such beautiful greenery and a place for staying, and has been propagating these dimensions of meditation, including yogasanas, pranayama, mudras, bandhas, kriyas, and so on. We all know that thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister, International Day of Yoga got accepted by the UNO 2014, when June 21st every year. And probably among all the international celebrations, International Day of Yoga has hit the headlines with exponential growth. When our Honorable Prime Minister gave that brilliant speech on yoga, saying that yoga is not mere physical exercises, it is not mere asana or pranayama, but it's a science of holistic living. It is to raise human beings from our normal level to become great, super, divine human beings, and reach that state of perfection itself. So for that, he brought the holistic dimension of 4 streams of yoga: Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. Jnana Yoga is the path of intellect, path of analysis, and it is akin to modern science, in which everything has to be investigated with no blind faith. And when it stands the test of evidence or the research, then we'll accept the truth related to that particular hypothesis. Similarly, in Jnana Yoga, we have Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, and the Jnana. So, the objective of Jnana Yoga and modern science are the same. It is search for reality. If it happened 400 years back in the western part of our globe, started by Newton and Descartes, and we have fathomed the whole of this physical universe, we have understood that every object is made out of molecules, molecules made of atoms, protons, neutrons, fundamental particles, and they are all made out of quarks, packets of energy. Therefore, everything that we see in this physical world is all nothing but energy, energy, energy. And we also understood the laws of this entire creation. At the normal macroscopic level, it is the Newton's laws of motion. That's called classical mechanics. Here, everything is fixed, everything is determined. If I leave a stone, 1 second it's going to be down by 32 feet. If I launch a rocket towards the moon, you can completely trace the trajectory to the moon every millisecond, mathematically accurate. But when we go to extremely high speeds, like an electron swirling around the nucleus at velocities nearing the velocity of light, then this won't hold. So we have broader laws, more generalized laws called as quantum mechanics, theory of relativity, and so on. What is the difference? If I leave an electron here, electron may come down, it can go up, it can go to the front or the back, right or left. In fact, an electron develops like a globe. Therefore, you cannot say where exactly will be the electron after 1 second. It can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, somewhere. Determinacy collapses. Classical mechanics do not hold. So, what we do? We can only talk about the probability of finding the electron here is 10%. Probability of finding the electron far away is 1% and so on. Probability function can be calculated by the special equations of Schrödinger. All that we have understood. Therefore, anything physical, we have the complete knowledge base. And therefore, we have success in dealing with physical things, putting man on the moon, building skyscrapers, underwater tunnels, computers, television, and infectious diseases, contagious diseases, and large number of surgeries. All that we have been able to do in the physical world. But what is happening to science? It is moving ahead to see whether there is something like prana. What is it that we call as mind? The mind, emotions, intellect, and so on. And is there something like gods or goddesses? What is it that we call as consciousness? No. This is where we stand today after 400 years. But our ancient masters in India, the great yoga masters, the great spiritual saints, Buddhistic persons, they all understood this dimension of the subtlety and causality. We understood that the whole universe is not physical. According to science, it is electromagnetic field. But then we have 4 more layers in this creation, one encompassing the other. Immediately next to the electromagnetic field is the bioplasmic field, the pranic field. Then we have the mind field or the astral field. Then we have the information field or the wisdom field, intellectual field. Finally, the bliss field. All these fields encompass each other, one another. And a change in one brings the change in the other. And all these 5 layers in the whole universe are in continual change going on. Similarly, we all as human beings do not have just a physical body. We have 4 more bodies. The physical body is called as Annamaya Kosha. Then we have the Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. All these koshas are in continual interaction. And the body is continually changing. For example, 1 billion cells get created in our body every day. 1 billion cells get destroyed. By the time we came to this talk, already our bodies have changed. What to talk about the mind and the emotions and the intellect, prana, everything changing. Changing features the entire creation. But the Upanishads, the Gnana Yoga also tells there is something which does not change. That is our original state from where the whole human system has come. That is called as a Parama-Atman. We as individuals are called Jiva-Atman, individual self and the cosmic self. And similarly the world, the physical world, the Jagat, the pranic world and all these things all come under the heading of Jagat. That the creation which follows the laws of Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, creation, sustenance and destruction. And that which is beyond does not change. That is pure consciousness called Parabrahman. So this is the whole picture that we have about the whole creation and beyond. And the whole goal of life is to manifest that divinity. That unchanging pure consciousness is infinite power, infinite freedom, infinite knowledge, infinite bliss. All that has to be brought into our life. Therefore Swami Vivekananda said, each soul is potentially divine. Don't think that you are only this small petty body. You have got infinite power. The goal is to manifest that divinity. For that, the 4 streams he mentioned: Jnana Yoga, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. Raj Yoga is the path of mind, willpower. That is Patanjali's great contribution of Ashtanga Yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. The 8 limbs. Dhyana is the 7th limb of the 8-limbed yoga. And asanas is the Yama, Niyama, Asana, 3rd limb. So all these things help us to reach a Samadhi, that is the highest state of consciousness. Many people think they are Samadhi is the end. But Patanjali is very clear in the 3rd chapter of Vibhuti Pada and then the Kaivalya Pada that there are several other layers beyond the Samadhi. What is called the Sayama, that brings a transformation, Parinama, and going to the higher and higher levels of Samadhi. 8 types of Samadhi he talks about. Vitarka, Vichara, Ananda, Aspita, Anugamat, Sampragnataha, Tadanyaha, Asampragnataha. Sampragnata and Asampragnat Samadhi, and reaching ultimately that wonderful state of Kaivalya. Infinite knowledge, infinite power, freedom and bliss. Whereas Bhakti Yoga is the one that deals to gain mastery over the emotions. How to move from the Daivi Sampat, Asuri Sampat to the higher levels. First, the Asuri Sampat are the negative vices: anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, infatuation. How we have to transform them into divine virtues, and that is the Daivi Sampat. From there you have to go beyond and reach the highest stage of Sakshatkara and beyond. While Karma Yoga is to bring all this into action. How this stress-free dimension has to be kept up throughout our action. Yogastaha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. As he says, so the inner layer of the mind should be always contained in that silence, calmness, peace and bliss. And outside you do all the activities. Yogastaha kuru karmani, as it is said. So this is the real yoga, a way of life. And this is the greatest need of the times. And when we have professionals, we have got others who are always engaged in work and work and work, they are becoming almost workaholics. And they have to see that they come out of this workaholic condition and see that they learn how to live in this wonderful way of blissful presence. Yogastaha, attune to that self, attune to that inner blissful awareness, do all activities. And that is Karma Yoga. Now therefore these 4 streams of yoga help us to manifest that divinity within us. And day by day by day, we shall do that. Why it is not manifesting in everybody? We have bright sun, but it's all having dark clouds now. Therefore the sunshine is not coming. So when the clouds go away, when the clouds are removed, then you have the sunshine. Similarly, the tremendous amount of power, knowledge, freedom and bliss are all available, but it's covered by the 5 layers, like 5 layers of cloud. This all has to be purified. So yoga is a process of purification. And by that process of purification of the body, prana, then we have the meditation for purification of the mind and the emotions. We have the emotional culture. When you purify that, then manifestation takes place. So this is the whole goal of life. So this has been knit into a beautiful yoga protocol. Our Honorable Prime Minister said how to translate that and celebrate International Day of Yoga. Then we all sat together and brought a wonderful protocol, about 35 minutes, now it is about 45 minutes, in which we have brought all the 4 streams of yoga, starting with a prayer, ending with the Shanti Mantra and everything. And it's very subtly incorporated into this yoga protocol. Therefore we want more and more people should practice this protocol, and the Ministry of Ayush has given the mandate that yes, more and more people. Last year our target was 20 crores of people in India, and we reached almost 18 crores. This year it is 25 crores of people to be brought. So the Ministry of Ayush has lined up all the ministers of various things and see that it gets achieved. And last 2 years we had the wonderful International Day celebration in Leh Ladakh, and thanks to our Sanghasena ji, though on the online it was a wonderful program that happened. Probably online brought this wonderful thing to people all over the country and all over the world. The Ministry of External Affairs wants that to be done throughout the world, in all the countries. And this year, the International Day of Yoga is going to be in Mysore, in Karnataka, and very near our Prashanti Koteram campus, and we'll be very happy that Prime Minister is coming for this wonderful program on Mysore on June 21st. And we hope that all of us will cooperate together and see that yoga goes into every nook and corner of the village, and see that we have the complete day celebrated in 25 crores of people in India and in all the countries all over the world. So, Sanghasena ji, you have been doing brilliant work and fantastic work, and in the most difficult terrain of Leh Ladakh. And I congratulate you for organizing this wonderful program of 7 days, 21st to 26th June in Leh Ladakh. And I wish you all the best and good luck. Namaskar.